like, you know what I mean? Like, because you
got a little experience.
You have a little experience, and you've kind of witnessed how other people do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, I've never even been a part of that role, I guess. So like, yeah, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Let's just go. Let's go straight into it right now if you're down.
All right. I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For sure, bro. For sure. Okay, so you're running a podcast currently.
Correct.
Your old one finished?
Yeah, we
already?
just ended it. Yeah.
Why'd that one end?
We just decided not to put the work in to potting. Once we started the other one, so basically it was 3 of us that started one, and then 2 of us got with another group of guys and started another one. And then we found out it started becoming redundant because there's only so much stuff you could talk about. And then we just ended up focusing more on the second one, which is 5 mics, which is what I do now.
Do you guys spell it M-I-C-S or M-I-K-E-S?
M-I-C-S.
That'd be funny if you guys spelled it M-I-K-E-S.
If we were all mics, then yeah. Like if my name was Mike, then that'd be cool. But nah, it's a playoff of I don't know if you know about the Source magazine. It's a little old, but basically they used to rate albums by the number of mics. So if it was 5 mics, it was a phenomenal album, which is
5 out of 5.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a song Eminem. Might be Till I Collapse. No. Yeah. No. Shit. It's one with Dre, but 5 mics in the Source. If I hold on my fucking breath. But they said that in one of it. It's like Eminem Show. I think that's the album. But yeah.
Say that verse again, and what does it mean?
With 5 mics in the Source while holding my fucking breath.
And that's just saying he doesn't. He's
like,
his breath.
He said something about. It was about like when he'll finally stop rapping is when he doesn't get 5 mics in the Source and he's holding his fucking breath or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It was on Eminem Show though, for sure.
So
Thank you, sir, by the way.
Oh, of course, dude.
I'm not taking a shot, I'm gonna sip it.
And that's probably a vibe, to be honest with you. Like, I took a couple of those last night, and I was, like, plugging my nose and shit. I usually always have to plug my nose when drinking hard alcohol. But, like, fuck, like, sipping, way better, huh?
We're not doing no Hennessy to the head like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you don't even need to get rid of it that fast. It's just like, dude, like, let me sip on this, you know?
Yeah.
So you left the... Sorry.
Oh, shit.
How many people did you have doing the first podcast with?
It was 3 of us.
3 of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring any of them with you to the 5 mics?
Yeah. So
How
me
many?
and one other guy.
Okay. Do you still talk to the third dude?
Yeah, we're all cool.
Has he ever came on 5 mics?
No, we haven't had a guest yet because there's 5 of us. And we talk. So we haven't really started doing that yet, but we want to, especially now that we're virtual. It's going to be a little easier for us to bring a guy in or somebody in just on a call, 15, 20 minutes, and then get them off. Or they could, most likely they won't stay that whole episode, but because then it'd just be 6 mics or 7. But the last one, the first one's called Table That. We used to bring guests on probably every other week. You know, we did about 20 episodes, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So there's different styles of doing podcasts. How I always envisioned it was you're interviewing someone, a new person every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like episodes. But you're like, oh, actually, never mind. We don't interview people. There's 5 of us sitting around a microphone and talking.
Yep. Well, we have 5 mics.
Okay.
So yeah, it started like that. So we can get into the birth of it. So like, we started
that's the thing.
around
Like these other podcasts you've been on, have you already? Do they ask you like the birth story and shit? I don't want you to like.
No, I haven't been on
too
since
much.
I started 5 mics, or since we started 5 mics. I haven't been on the pod.
Okay.
Have I? No. No.
How many podcasts have you been on as a guest?
2.
Okay.
2. I don't know. 2? Yeah.
Who are those people?
One was kind of similar to this. It was called People of Rochester.
Of Rochester?
Rochester. I used to live in Rochester, Minnesota.
Damn.
And then the other one was Stationary Astronauts, and that was probably like 4 years ago. So no podcasts. I was not even doing any podcasts at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So new generation of questions then.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen. Do you listen to like some like famous podcast ever? And it's like this guy just went on this one and did this one all in like 1 month, and it's just kind of like a similar story.
Oh yeah, I get you.
You know.
Yep.
You know.
It's like that for just in your interviews. You know, when a artist drops like a new album, and then they're on their tour, their radio tour, podcast tour now these days. You kind of hear the same stories. So yeah, I do get that. I really only listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and really that's it. Unless you want to count Breakfast Club, but they're a radio station more so, or a radio show, I should say.
Are you into or have you heard of like No Jumper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't. My homies listen to him. No Jumper, Brilliant Idiots, The Roommates or something like that. I never really got into him. I'm heavy into music, and then the only pod I really listen to is Joe Budden's, and they put out 2 pods a week and then like 2 Patreon episodes a week. So, and they're like 2 to 3 hours every time. So that can consume,
there's no way you're gonna keep up with like these other people.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
I mean, I just haven't found the time, I guess, or found the reason to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll listen to yours. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, I just haven't had time yet.
Okay.
You know, we're fairly new. I think we met like a week ago.
Yeah.
Actually, a week ago today.
Was it on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Literally a week ago today. And honestly, dude, thank you for fucking coming out.
Yeah.
Like this. It's kind of dope because there's like there's kind of like this last month of kind of doing this. There's some people that are like, hey, like let's run this shit, and it's like there's kind of like a fun like last push energy wave where it's like, oh, like I interviewed someone last night, I'm interviewing you tonight, I think I'm interviewing someone tomorrow night, and then like talking to like a few more people about next week and shit. So there's like some fun summertime fucking energy in the waters right now, and it's just like it feels great, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you like actually told people that you were done.
Yeah, I put it on like my like Instagram and shit, and then like all like probably the last like few episodes, it's like it comes up. Like if you listen to an entire episode, like I'm sure it'll come up. Some of the last couple that I've dropped with this background, I'm like, hey, like the last season, like that I'd let you know or some shit, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I totally like cut you off earlier about you were doing the rebirth segment.
Yeah, I mean it's quick. I'm really good at
take your time.
Telling short story, long story short. So basically, George Floyd murder happened, and I was in Minnesota at the time. It was actually I just had came back from California. So we were feeling that being in the city. The podcast is 5 Black Guys, and then we had a group chat going already. And we were like, all right, we got to sit down, let's just chop, And we sat down, we chopped for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And one of my guys already did a podcast as well. And then, like I said, me and another guy already did one too. And then another guy that was new to the crew, he's a writer, and an author and a speaker and all of that, So I said, yo, we just need to start a podcast, just because the talking was so in depth, and we were able to. Everybody got room to breathe and to speak and things like that. So, it was mad natural. So about a week later, we did like a test episode, and with 4 of us, and then the next episode, the other guy came, like, was just in the background, and then he joined the pod, grabbed the mic, and then from there on, it was once a week. So I think we're on episode, I don't even know the number anymore, but we got up to like 50, and then I just stopped counting. You know, I just started putting them out, just no number. So we're probably at like 70, 80 maybe.
Nice.
Because we slowed down for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
You said your shit's virtual?
Yeah, now. Yep.
So it's not, you're not doing, how many episodes did you do, the 5 of you sitting at a table?
It was about just under 50, I would say.
Okay,
so
so
like
recently
yeah.
it went to virtual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we started, so like George Floyd was May of 2020. Our first episode was probably like June of 2020. So we did about a full year, just about. Maybe we did longer. I don't know. We did just about a full year. No, that's right. So we did about a full year because I moved to California. I moved back to California in December of 2020. So that's 6 months technically. So we probably did like 35 episodes in person. Or all of us were together. And then I would go back every couple months and we would do a live podcast. So about half of them, I would say. And they were way better in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the synergy and, you know, we could feed off of each other, but we make it work.
You have to see the people in real life who you're talking to. You know, it's like if someone hands you an ebook and says read this, or like a fucking Kindle. That's not work.
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
Because we do it. We could see. We started with the Zoom. You know, they would all be in the same room, and then I would be on Zoom. So
so they're together, but you're not.
And then more recently, probably like the last like 6, we've all just been virtual. So we use StreamYard, and we're all just on the computer. And you know, like I said, we're all pretty cool. So and we're naturally homies and things like that. So it's still, I mean, you can kind of tell it's not as smooth, but it still works for us. You know what I'm saying?
Is there ever some like delay or anything?
I do the audio, so there's never like a delay, but there is like a little bit of background noise and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, like if the homie's baby is crying, we're gonna hear that. You know. But it's life. You know what I'm saying? It represents, like, we talk about that a lot. Like, this is our life, and this it is what it is.
You have a brand called Life.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? You have like drippage going on. Like it's on your shorts, your shirt, and your hat.
And my arm. Yes.
And your arm?
So, yeah, tattoo. First tattoo.
What? LYF. What does LYF mean?
So LYF is Live Your Freedom.
Live Your Freedom.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's it's a brand, but it's more of a mind state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, live your freedom. The words itself can mean a multitude of things to different people, and that makes it even better, I think. But you know, at the heart of it, and where it started was just kind of just having a mindset that just to follow your passion, you know, and do what you want, even though in a world where they're telling you to do this and do that because that's the way everything goes. If that's not what you want to do, F that, let's do what we want. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's positive, as long as it's something that's near and dear to your heart, then make it work, you know? So that's pretty much what it is, you know, and like I said, it means so many different things to so many different people. But that's, to me, that's what it means, and that's how I started the brand, you know? It's a great pitch, right?
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, you're probably downtown somewhere, turn the fuck up, and like all these people are like coming over to you and like like grabbing you and like breathing on you, and like condensation is like happening like on your skin, and there's just like they're like spilling liquor on you and shit, and they're like, "What's your tattoo mean? Like, what do your clothes?"
It's normally
like saying, you've said that 200 times.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
to family members too.
It's an old. It's not. I don't want to say old. I created "Live Your Freedom" like the words in 2006, 2005 in high school. So it's pretty old. I'm older than people think.
I thought you were like.
He just gave me the look like he didn't think I was that old. You saw that, right?
I thought you were 25.
Yeah, I'm 34.
You're 34?
Yeah.
I thought they said you were 25 or some shit.
Nah, that's what everybody thinks.
Which
is fine.
So you're okay, so you're kind of on like a different schedule right now then. You're like, okay.
Yeah, my level of focus is a little deeper than a 25 right now.
Yeah. And I honestly apologize because I totally like I thought you were 20. I thought you were like about like my age or some shit, and like I definitely needed to be more. I should have had my shit way more together in terms of coming over and doing this episode.
No,
there definitely was a delay. Like I fucking like. Yeah,
you're
I was
good.
in the bathroom. Like, yeah, I mean, like, because you're saying, hey, I'm not your guys' age, like 24, 25. I'm like older than you. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, I totally should have had my night way more better. I should totally have this shit planned out. Like, you walk in and we're fucking square, you know? But,
I'm good. Like, I'm real. I mean, I don't smoke, but I move like that. Like, I'm real chill. Like, I understand, like, life happens. You know? Like, no pun. I'm never really tripping off anything you can't control, you know? And that's a part of the brand and the mind state, you know?
That's why you were like, I was like, yo, do you want to come see the kitchen? And you're like, nah, like, I've seen
I mean, I've seen kitchens. Like, I'm a realtor, so, like...
You're a realtor?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many? Okay, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really. I mean, we can. If you want to buy or sell a house, come holler at me. But yeah, it's. I've seen kitchens.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't like a kitchen a major selling point of the house?
Yes.
Like, and you have to have like an island table.
An island is very key.
Huge. It's like, why the fuck would you not make a kitchen with an island?
Yeah.
People are like, dude, I have
the space.
I have an architectural degree, and it's like they're not designing kitchens with islands. You know what you need if you're building a kitchen? You know what you need? You need an island with a faucet and like 2 drains, and then you need the normal kitchen with all the other tables and the countertops and shit, and then another faucet. So like 2 people can do dishes and like do shit with the water going on at the same time. The island's a fucking game changer because you just went from like everybody facing the windows and the cabinets and like chopping and shit and cooking over here to like, oh, actually the island, everyone can be around the island fucking cooking together, bro. It's like it was designed for people. The way they design kitchens now, it's like designed for you to look at a wall and be like segregated and alone. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
I mean, it's the spacing, you know, so like I don't really want to talk about houses, but
space.
It's the space. You know what I'm saying? So
and space is money.
Yeah.
Space is a lot because who just has extra money to fucking
it costs, I mean, the most money you're going to spend is in the kitchen and the bathrooms. And that's where you sell. So if you have a house and you need to fix it up, fix the kitchen and the bathrooms and the front door.
You need tiled bathrooms.
Yes. I don't know why anybody would ever do carpet, but it does happen.
It's fucking nasty too. Like that carpet's got like problems, like major problems.
Yeah, I would never even. I could not imagine looking at a house with a carpet in the bathroom.
Yeah. Okay, so time out. Like, when do you call it LYF or Life? The brand.
Life.
Did you start this brand?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you want to create a clothing brand, and how many like articles of clothing do you have available?
So I don't initially I didn't want to start a brand. It was just, just some random shit. I would just write life. And then I came up with Live Your Freedom. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, oh, that just means like to live, right? And then at the time, this is way back, everybody was wearing kind of like, we were all wearing plain t-shirts, and I still do it. I still wear white tees all the time. And then me and my buddy, who ended up being my business partner, we started making t-shirts to match our shoes. We used to I still wear crazy shoes actually, but so we just like, I'm wearing some red dunks. So I would probably make a white shirt.
Those are fresh.
Or like
honestly.
a cranberry or like a burgundy LYF across the middle, right? And we did that with a bunch of our shoes, right? And then people started asking for us to make the shirts for them. We would just go to swap meet, get them done by the Asians over there, and then just wear them, And then people started asking us for them. We're like, all right, we'll make you some. Give me $20, just some hustler shit. And then a couple of my homies like drew some pretty dope designs early, and I just went downtown LA. My cousin fronted me the money. It's like, here, my first design, showed him on my trunk, and them shits went like that. I was like, oh shit, we got something. Second design came, same thing. I was like, oh shit. And then we kind of stalled out because we both went to school and played basketball, and then I kind of brought it back. So then more recently, like 2017, I made it an LLC. 2018, 19, I really started getting back into it. So like the last 2 years, or a year and a half, I've been pushing it pretty heavy since coming back to California. So I really started doing it because I wanted to wear it, first of all, and then people started fucking with it. So I was like, all right, there's money here, But articles of clothing, like how many different types, or like what do we put out, do you think?
Do you guys have like socks?
No.
No socks?
No. I do have a couple samples. So we have shorts. I got some on right now. These are fucking hot. I think they're all sold out. T-shirts, of course. Hats.
That T-shirt's hard.
Thank you. This is one of them. One of them ones.
Okay.
Same thing with this hat. These hats have been going crazy. Peace, love, and life. Got some beanies, some bucket hats. But yeah, I would make everything. So I would make all of those things, and then I would maybe do socks. I have a couple samples. But like I would never do shoes. Nike is too great of a company. And that's about it. I'll probably never make drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like
underwear?
Yeah. So pretty much we make everything else.
Yeah. Jackets, hoodies.
Yep, hoodies, sweaters. We did a denim jacket, I think a year or two ago. That went kind of crazy. I connected with this lady who painted on the back of them, so they went kind of crazy. That was hard. So
when did your clothing company, or the brand I should say, when did it become a thing you are selling online and people are buying it? Like what year was that?
Our first year that I actually launched was 2015.
Okay, so you've been doing this for years.
Yeah, so we launched and then I didn't do anything. So we launched, it went crazy, and I wasn't ready for that. And then you all right? Mm-hmm. And then we did another drop, and that went kind of crazy, and then we kind of just stalled out. And then 2017, I was like, let me get the business part right, because I was just moving off of just hustler shit pretty much. And then 2017, I was like, let me get the business side right. And then started doing research, got some wholesale accounts, got a banker, financial planner, things like that. 18, kind of got a groove in 19. All right, let's get some stuff out. 19 is or 20, I should say, when COVID hit, is when we really started kind of pushing a little bit. And then 21 is when I really went. So the last year and a half, 2 years, I've really been going.
Who are you selling to? Like people from Cali or the country or locally?
It's pretty much wherever I'm at, to keep it a buck. You know, I'm just starting to get out here in the streets out here.
Okay.
I've only been out here about 8 months.
In SLO County.
I live in Santa Maria.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. But, so like I met you last week. I just met Nico like a month ago.
Okay.
You know, I just locked in a pop-up for next month here in SLO.
What's a pop-up?
So I'm going to go to a spot and just pop up. So I'm having my stuff for sale at the Milk Room downtown.
Okay.
So I just locked that in today. I had a meeting with them. So right now, primarily, it's Minnesota that people are buying my stuff because that's where I was stationed so long. But now it's moving. I mean, of course, I have my people in California still. I'm from LA, so a lot of people are still getting it from there, and then it's starting to grow up here a little bit. So my goal is to really settle in and lock in and get some people to start rocking with us out here.
So I totally misinterpreted the whole like brand thing. Like I thought it was just like a thing that you like recently designed, and it was just like you weren't like, you're like, nah, like fuck all that. I've been doing this for years. I have a website. I have all these different clothing products and shit. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to my next question. I met you last week at Jay Riley's house. Yeah. How do you know Jay Riley? How do you know Nico? And I noticed they were posting some shit about them being a part of your thing or some shit, or like use a discount code, or like something special happens. Like what was that about? Yeah,
so like I met Nico. I would go out to SLO by myself. You know, I don't really know too many people out here. My cousin used to live here. He just moved like 2 months ago. But yeah, I would go out to SLO with myself, and I'm literally standing outside, and Nico walks up to me. He was like, that hat is hard. And I was wearing one of my hats. And I was
that
like,
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, appreciate it, man. You know, just, you know, Nico. Just good vibes, good energy. And I protrude the same thing or exude the same thing. So it's like, I'm not as, you know, I'm more calm, but same thing. It's always love, you know. So we just kind of connected, you know, followed each other on Instagram, and then he wrote me like a week later, like, yo, I just checked out the brand. This shit is hard. You know, real genuine. And I was like, yeah, I'll send you some shit, you know. And then I ran into him at that beer fest, like on Madonna Road. It was probably like a month or two ago now.
And they had a concert there?
They had the concert, yeah. So I ran into him because I partnered with the barbershop, Broad Street Barbershop, and I helped make some of their clothes for them, or their merch that they're selling. So I was dropping off shirts to them, and Nico was just pulling up. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I got some merch for you. I'm coming back. You know, I was going to go home and come back. It's all right, for sure. So he performed already by the time I got back, so I was kind of tight. But, you know, I gave him some merch when I was there, and he fucked with it. You know, and next thing I know, the next day he's posting shit, tagging us, and I'm like, oh, shit, okay. So I met up with him again. You know, I was like, I'm going to give you a whole package, you know. So we started chopping, and real good dude, you know. So I hit him like a week later after we met, and I was like, hey, I want to do a photo shoot. Can you get some people together? You know, because you know people, I don't. Can you get a couple people together, and we can get that thing rocking? He's like, for sure. So that's where Jay Riley, and so that night I met you. I was like, hey, could we all meet up on Thursday? You know, just so I can meet you guys. You know, I don't want to just be some guy that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to meet you, all of you. So met Jay Riley, Ivy, shout out Ivy, Madeline, what's his name? Damn. The other rapper that LA had.
Johnny? It was Johnny.
Johnny was there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Johnny wasn't there. Wait, was he there? Yeah, Johnny was
Casey, there you go. Casey family, my bad. Shout out Casey and then Nico. You know, so I just met them that night. And then we ended up at Jay Riley's house with the studio, and
then that's when I came over.
Yeah.
So I came over after multiple people left. You guys got dinner previously or something?
Yeah. Yep. So we met at some spot downtown, and then we went back to Jay Riley.
You guys did a photo shoot before that?
No, they did the photo shoot this past Sunday.
What was the dinner for then?
Just so I could meet everybody.
Oh, so you wanted to... Okay. You
Yeah.
wanted to, like, literally make friends, I guess.
Well, I just
And-
wanted, like, because I only knew Nico.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. He's like, I got some people. I'm like, cool. So let's just all meet up, just so, you know, we could shop and I can meet you guys and tell you, like, my ideas and things like that, you know, and see where you guys coming from. I don't know you. I don't want you to just wear my shit if I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, you might be a fucking crazy guy, you know, so I, you know.
Literally, yeah. But, I mean, you can't, like, dictate who buys your stuff from, like, other parts of the country, can you?
I mean, yeah, I don't care who buys it.
Okay.
But if I'm
it.
Yeah, if I
Okay.
want you, if I'm
They can be a crazy guy.
If
That's
I'm-
totally true.
looking to you to represent the brand,
Yeah.
which is something that I feel like I didn't know that all of them were musicians, or in the music, I should say.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what the brand is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is your passion, do that shit. You know? So, yeah, all great dudes, and then they got promo codes and just to kind of induce some people to buy from their sphere, you know?
Got it. So it's they're promoting your brands, and in return you're giving them some change.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
like- just
that
like
makes sense. For
influencers.
some reason, I thought like, and that's why I wasn't so sure on your brands, because I was like, okay, did they help make it or something?
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah.
That's where I was like, what is life?
Yeah.
LYF.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Looking
So did you guys go out to dinner, or was it you took them to dinner? Because those are like two different.
Oh, we
things.
just all met up. So
Okay.
I think, did we all eat? I think most of us ate.
Okay.
I was just like, hey, let's just go meet up. Let's grab a drink. I was there already, and I was like, not there already, but I got there before everybody, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, so I got food. So, you know, it was just really just to shoot the shit, you
Yeah.
know? And, you know, we got some food, got some drinks, and went back to J. Riley's, had some more drinks. So, yeah, it was a good time, good vibes. Those are pretty good people.
Yeah. Where do you guys go out to dinner?
We went to Black Sheep.
Got it.
I
And you
just
were
went
there
there
tonight.
again tonight.
Okay, that's funny. So did they recognize you? They're like, hey, we saw you 7 days ago.
Nah. I mean, I think the lady probably did, but like, she didn't say that at least.
She starts like scribbling stuff down on a piece of paper. And she's like, you look oddly familiar.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be the first time. I won't lie to you.
Okay. It's so funny, like, I feel like we've been talking for, like, almost, like, a while on this, like, dinner and meetup and, like, this brand.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. Like, that's just, I guess that's just being, like, curious. Because to me, like, I kind of like details like that. Like,
Mhm.
oh, like, I met you that night, but, like, what do you do prior? How do you meet these two people
Yeah.
that I, like, know, you know? And then, like, yeah, like, just seeing you come into it and
Mhm.
going out to dinner and shit, and, like, did you guys all take the same car? Like, why do you want to do this type stuff? Like, I like those details.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my brain is like, okay, like, I'm like let's do
Yeah,
this
see,
shit.
like, so, like, I said like 12 times right now, but
Bro, I'd probably say it like 8,000
Yeah.
times a video.
look, peace and love, see? That's hard. But, like, that's a part of what, for me, that's how I live, you know? Like, everything happens how it's supposed to. Like, it doesn't matter how I map shit out. Like, yes, I want to get there, but it might not be like this, you know? It's probably going to be like this, but I can still get there as long as I do the work.
Yeah.
So, like, me meeting you that night, you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck am I on a podcast in 7 days? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that might be minuscule, but it's like, who knew that you had a podcast that was ending? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, these people that I'm with that I just met, that I decided to, all right, let's just roll back to the crib, you know, for a few. And it was way later than I anticipated to be in there. But I think everything happens how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Even though if we don't like it, it might not be good, it might not be bad, but it's gonna happen as how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's really what life is about.
Did you say you wake up at 4 a.m.?
Most days, yes.
What are you waking up at tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Friday.
4.
4? Okay, so what's your like time frame on right now? Like it's almost 10 o'clock right now. Like how do I prepare myself?
Maybe not. Maybe I won't. I didn't realize it's almost 10. Well, I work from home.
Yeah.
So, but I start at 6.
Okay.
And I have to,
so you might skip the gym tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically I got to work out at 4 a.m. in order to, because I'd rather work out in the morning than in the afternoon or evening.
Why?
I just feel like I have way too much shit going on after, basically. So I usually, if it's after 2, I got way too much shit going on.
What type of shit?
Depends on the day. Like today, what I do today? I'm at that meeting. You know, I got my haircut. And then I had to come out here. Or I came here.
Got it.
So
you've been in SLO all day because you didn't want to make that drive back to Santa Maria?
Yeah, I got out here like at 4:15-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the haircut before the meeting or after?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a phone call first, and then it turned into an actual meeting in person. Just everything happens how it's supposed to. I just happened to be around, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in town actually." So, yeah.
What brought you to the Central Coast? Like, why Santa Maria?
So shit. This is why my mom called me Jamaican, or my grandma called me Jamaican. I'm the men's assistant basketball coach at Hancock College.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, thank you.
You probably like that, honestly.
Yeah, it's cool. So
you ball then?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So I took that job around this time last year, actually. So then I moved out here. I went to Hawaii, came back, and then I moved officially like August, like mid-August or something.
And why did you want to move out here? Besides like the job thing?
That's it.
So you found there was a job opening?
Or well, like, yeah. How does that work? Somebody sent me the job.
Oh, really?
Like, hey, you should apply here. Coach knows you, just from playing. And I was in LA, and I was looking to move anyway.
Just to start something new?
Yeah, I mean, some things were moving around, so I was like, all right, let me find a new crib. And this popped up as I was looking for a new crib, and I was like, it's a good opportunity, interesting. I've never really been out here. I've been out here one time, to SLO, actually. But yeah, just it looked like a great opportunity and turned out to be one. Mm-hmm. You know, in so many different facets. Like, I was able to get my real estate license. I was able to coach, obviously, and then I was able to start getting into this brand shit, you know, like, so all the shit that I really rock with, I'm able to do here.
You wouldn't think that Hancock has a basketball team, right?
We're pretty fucking good.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Have you heard of this college Cuesta?
Yeah, they're in our conference. We beat them twice by 20.
Is that a lot?
20 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like 20 points in the NBA, that'd be a lot. But like, I don't know how it is for like...
Oh, JUCO? No, it's still a lot. Any sport, any level, that's a lot of points.
Like, are you guys like a really good team? Like, yes. Can you guys fuck up other teams in California? Or like, who are you guys playing? Are you guys playing people from like LA and shit? Or just...
Yeah, I mean, our conference is... So we played... What many games we played last year? 27 games. So we host 2 tournaments. And there's a number of teams that come up. But basically, our conference is pretty much from Cuesta down to 101 to Pierce, which is in Northridge. Right? So Cuesta, us, Santa Barbara, Moore Park, Ventura, Oxnard, Pierce. I think that's it. Might be one more, but so our conference is pretty good. Ventura won conference and they were second in the state all year, pretty much. We were second place in conference, losing to them twice. And we had a down year last year, I would say, or we all would say, and we still won 17 games.
Out of?
It's 27, 17, and 10.
Okay.
So pretty down year for us. We expect to win at least 20. We only had about 2 games with our whole roster. COVID kicked our ass. But yeah, we're pretty fucking good. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You only get one player for like 2 years though, right? And then they're
2 to 3, yeah.
Aren't they going the point? I mean, a junior college
to get to a 4-year.
They're usually trying to transfer and dip the fuck out.
Yeah, so
they're like, I'm not gonna forget you.
We have 3 sophomores. 4. Shit. Let me just go through them. So one guy went to Long Beach State, which is a pretty fucking big move. He was a sophomore. We had a freshman leave. He's going to Binghamton, which is in New York, D1. We had another guy leave. He's up north in NAIA. Another guy's leaving to NAIA as well. And then our other guy is not playing basketball anymore officially, or I guess scholarship-wise, but he's going to be a walk-on at Prairie View, which is Division I. So, yeah, we get our guys out. The coach, I'm the assistant. The head coach has been there for 9 years. He's 50 for 50 on getting guys to a 4-year. So 50 players, out of 50 players, all 50 have gone on to go a 4-year after playing for him.
So is there such thing as just going to a junior college and like
not playing anywhere after?
Or no, just like, could you be like, okay, like, hey, like I'm gonna take some credits out their work, and like I feel like trying out for the basketball team. Like, is that a thing you guys can do? Or, like, are you like, yo, like, we only want you if you want to go ball somewhere else? Like, we're trying to, get you places type shit.
Nah, yeah. I mean, if you can play. We had a guy last year that he wasn't trying to play after. So he didn't play very much for us, but great kid, but he wasn't trying to play basketball, like, after this year. But he played. And he's actually in real estate. He already knew what he wanted to do. He's like, I want to get into real estate. So he made that decision like probably early in the year, I would say.
Yeah. So
he wasn't really locked in, but he was, he wasn't locked in to try to play somewhere else, but he was locked in for the season, if that makes sense. One of the hardest workers. But yeah, so it's possible, to come in at our level. It's hard because we have guys I got guys emailing me and texting me. I get at least 2 a day trying to come to our school.
How does that work? Can they just come on, or do you have to try out?
They'd have to try out. Yeah, I mean everybody has to try out technically.
Do you cut anyone?
We haven't. I mean, because it's like...
How many people can be on the basketball team? What if 80 people want to come play for you guys?
That won't happen.
That won't happen? Because you guys are too small of a school.
Well, 80 people can't play on the team, So
only 15 can, right?
15, yeah.
Okay, so then you have to make cut. Like, in the...
Well, most people aren't going to come if they're not guaranteed in that 15.
Got it. So how can you tell? Hey, I live in LA. I'm moving to the Central Coast. Like, I want to come play for you guys at school. Like,
so
how do you even know what they look like?
We tell them to sign up for our summer class. And then if they don't pan out, they don't pan out.
So are you studying these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a kid come from Washington, I believe, in the spring. And he didn't pan out. So he won't be back.
Just wasn't good enough?
Yeah.
Because you probably have some, you probably have some genuine, like, in my opinion, like, I just feel like people from the Central Coast are, like, pretty fucking dope and, like, genuine, and, like, some people, like, I don't know, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but you probably have some, like, You have more than just ballers on your team, probably. You probably have some like dope, genuine like people, hopefully from this area.
We don't have a lot of people from out here.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people.
Scratch everything.
We have a lot of guys from out of state.
Got it. Okay, so never mind. You're not even dealing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a couple guys from AG, and they're great. Guy from Lone Poke. I think that's it for California, actually. The rest of our guys are all out of state. Milwaukee, Boston, Florida, Alabama, Indiana. We have a lot of kids.
Last basketball question. Are you ever like, they're in the gym waiting for you and you and like the coach pull up and you're like, all right, kids, like listen up. And you clap a ball and you're holding a ball and you're like, all right, kids, listen up.
I don't have to do that. I keep calling them kids.
Because some of them are 19, right? 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, that's not even a kid, technically, but yeah.
But you're 34. You're like 15, 16 years older than some of them, you know?
That's crazy saying it like that, but...
Yeah. So you can fucking... They are, I mean...
Nah, I mean, they're young men, so... we don't ever have to... We deal with high character guys, you know? Our coach is really good at bringing in high character guys. So we don't ever have to worry about that right now.
Or you ever like, yo, like go eat lunch and then come back?
No.
Okay.
We got a set time to practice and we out. Yeah. It's good though. You should come out to a game.
I will only go if I see you like on the court.
I won't be on the court. I'll be on the bench.
Okay.
Pre-game, I'm on the court.
You're on the game? You're in the court?
Yeah, pre-game, yeah.
Doing what?
Rebounding, working out the guy. Like, we put him through some stuff.
That'd be dope.
Things like that.
That'd be dope if you... Dude, honestly, what if you snuck in for a game sometime? You also get fired, huh? Is that how it works?
I don't know if I get fired, actually. No, they'd care. It's a pretty big deal, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Dude, can you imagine? You have all your shit on, you're like, you know, I'm official, and like one of the student athletes are like just fucking up, and you guys call a timeout, you're like, dude, you need to do this better, like what's going on right now, and they keep doing it. You guys call another timeout, you're like, dude, you're on the bench, and you just fucking like put on like, you like have a jersey on, and you like sub yourself in. That'd be kind of gnarly.
That'd be crazy. It definitely wouldn't happen. Like, the refs would be like, whoa, come on, man. But, yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
Can you be, like, 28, go to a junior college and play basketball?
Yeah.
There's not really an age limitation, right?
Actually, I don't know. No, there's not. Actually, there was a girl that played last year for Glendale, I want to say. Glendale Community. Or junior college, whatever it's called. And she was like, I want to say she was like maybe 40. Because she was a high school coach, too.
And a player?
Yeah.
She was a coach and a player?
High school coach.
Oh, okay. High school coach, but a
junior college basketball player.
That's funny.
I think she was like 40. She might have been 30, though. I don't know.
Okay.
She was older, though, for sure.
Yeah. It's just probably like... There's less people. The older you get, the less people are like, I'm coming to play ball.
Yeah, and the less chance that you have of making a team. Like,
unless you fucking ripped as fucking shape.
You know? Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot more ripped people or not. Even if they're not as ripped or in shape, if they're 19, I'd take them over 40 or 30.
What if you couldn't even tell the difference?
Well, I mean, we get their birthdays, so we have to.
Okay.
All of that plays a part, like financial aid.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You're doing real estate over here as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how did that happen?
That was part of my decision to move back to California. So I was like, all right, if I make this move, what are we gonna do different? You know, like what? Because, you know, obviously California is the highest cost of living ever. And this is something I've always wanted to do. You know, I dabbled in wholesaling for a while. And then I flirted with getting my license while I was in Minnesota as well. So when I made the move, I was like, all right, locked in. So I got here in December, and I started my classes in February. You know, so this is something I always wanted to do. So I'm going to get it rocking. So again, if you want to buy or sell a house, holla at me.
How does that work? Like, do you show people houses here on the Central Coast?
Yes, sir.
You meet up with them at a specific date, specific time. You're dressed with like a suit on? A suit?
Not right now, probably, because it's not as cold. I might do, it's the summer, so summer swag, some chinos and a button down.
Wait, sorry, say that all again?
Summer swag.
Summer swag. Oh,
Yeah.
because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Summer swag.
So like chinos and a button down, button shirt.
And are you like, hey, like, let's keep it professional. This is my
Always.
name. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, you can still be cool and professional, you know? So like, it's never like corny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can kind of see. Yeah. There's some people that buy into the corny thing and they don't even they can't even realize. But then there's also like, I feel like people on the realer side that are trying to see like, hey, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter if a real chiller is showing you a house versus like a corny institutionalized person who doesn't really even want to vibe with you.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it doesn't really matter who's showing you the house. They're gonna show you all the same shit.
Yeah. It's
But who do you want to have an experience with?
It's basically who do you like more?
Okay.
You know, I used to sell cars, and like a car and a house are the two biggest purchases you'll ever make in your life, right? Two of the biggest purchases, I should say. And you're not ever going to be like half-assing on that.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you're going to know what you want.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if you ask for a 4-bedroom and I show you a 1-bedroom, like, I'm probably not the guy for you. You know?
Yeah.
So as long as you meet the needs somewhat, or not somewhat, if you meet as many needs as you can, they're going to buy the house. You know, or they're going to, whatever.
Has that ever even happened where people are like, hey, show me a 4-bedroom house and someone shows them a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom?
I could see somebody showing like a 3-bedroom. You know,
on like accident?
No, because it's like, say it's a family with 2 kids and they just want an extra room for whatever. Maybe there's no 4-bedrooms that are in their price range or whatever. So I would show them a 3-bedroom and say, hey, I know it doesn't have the extra bedroom, but maybe there's an extra living room upstairs, or there's a den, or say, hey, the garage has enough space for you to turn this into a fucking man cave, you know, half of it or whatever it might be. So I mean, you gotta have some flexibility because everything's not gonna always be available, you know. Like my car, like I wanted heated seats, but I couldn't find that one, you know, so I didn't get heated seats.
You don't need heated seats out here in Cali.
Well, I mean, I was in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Definitely would have loved those.
So you work for a real estate office then?
Yes, sir.
And they're like, hey, here are the houses that we have.
No.
No? How does that work then? Like, why do you get like keys to some random fucking house? Like, how does that work?
Shit. We can get deep here, but so basically, it's like anything. So it's like a podcast. Like you gotta go meet people. You know, like, oh shit, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, they're looking for a house. Or I'm at the barber shop and they pick up my car. They call me, like, hey, heard you're a realtor. We're actually looking to buy. Okay, what are you looking for? 2-bedroom. 1 bath, 1,500 square feet. Okay. Let's meet, and we can narrow down exactly what you're looking for. I'll put some stuff together, and let me know what you like, and we can go see these houses, whatever ones you like. Say I show them 5 houses, and they pick 2. So now we go see those 2, or I'll send the actual address to them, or whatever it might be. So it's a lot of different. These days, I think it's more narrowed down. Like, it's less going out to look at the houses because we have so much access to seeing them online. You know, like Zillow, Realtor.com, everything. You know, Hubzu, whatever it might be. So now it's more like I kind of already know what I want, and I just you need a realtor to facilitate the process. Like, that's the rule. So it's easier to work with one as early as possible than it is late, you know, because then I'm already involved, you know.
Who owns the houses? The bank or the
bank until you pay it off, which is probably never. It's rare because most people have, 30-year mortgage. Nobody lives in their house for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. It's rare. I mean, it happens, but it's rare.
What do they end up doing? Like refinancing it and then selling and moving somewhere else?
They could refi or they sell it or some die, you know, so.
They probably make profits. How hard does the bank fuck you over? Because there's like, say a house is $500,000.
Yeah.
You're paying it off over 30 years. You're paying more than $500K since you didn't just buy it all out in cash right away, right? You're paying like, you know, like would it be like 550,000 or 550? Yeah, wait, 550,000.
It depends on the interest rate.
Okay.
So it was super low last year, and now it's super high. So, I mean, but in comparison to historically, I should say. So, I mean, it just depends on the interest rate at the time. I can't even really answer that. So it just depends on your loan. It depends like how much money you put down. If you got 500,000, did you put down 100,000, or did you FHA it 3.5% down? What did you do? Put 20% down, standard? Did you put half down because you just sold a house? I don't know. You know, so just depends on a lot of different factors.
It's kind of a gnarly concept. People buy a house and pretty much the rest of their life.
Yep.
Before they bought that house, and this is assuming they have like their car paid off, but like for the rest of their life, they never get their full paycheck again. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're paying $2,000 a month for the house, the mortgage or whatever, and then that $2,000 is getting deducted out of your paycheck for the rest of your life.
That's America. That's the world.
That sounds horrible. Why would I mean, well, that sounds like
the goal.
That just doesn't sound right.
I mean, how I want to do it is
shit's too expensive.
I want to have 2 to 4 houses that I'm renting out that are paying for my house.
And the hard part is buying those houses that you're renting, buying those houses out, so there's not like.
Oh, you don't have to buy them out. You can rent them while you just own them. So say I had a $500,000 house and it's $2,000 mortgage, right?
Yeah.
And I'm renting it out to 4 people. It's a 4-bedroom house for, I don't know, $800 each, right? You know, so that's $3,200 I'm getting. So they're paying my mortgage, and I'm getting $1,200. So that $1,200 can go to my mortgage of $3,500. You know, maybe I have 2 of them, 3 of them, and that's $3,600. That's taking care of my mortgage. You know, so 3 houses that I'm renting out for whatever I said, I don't remember anymore, $3,200.
Yeah,
you know, that's gonna easily pay for my $3,500 mortgage.
So it's more of you're making a large profit than you're kind of like, I don't know, maybe not necessarily like fucking over the people you're renting the 3 houses to. Mm-hmm. Say you own 3 houses, you're renting to those people. Your mortgage each month for those 3 houses, it's $2,000 each.
Yeah.
And you're making.
You're charging more. Yeah.
You're charging more. You're charging $1,200 more.
Yeah.
Is that too much more? Should it be $500 more? Should it be?
I mean,
It can't be.
It depends on the market. So like right now the market's crazy. Like a 1-bedroom apartment is $2,000. You know, like that's crazy. You know, so if they can charge $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, I can charge double that for a 4-bedroom house. You know, so again, it depends on the market. So if the market says that's all you do, you just kind of read the market. You know, and there's a rent cap in California. You know, so it goes up every year, but it can only go up so high.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta play. If you charge too much, so say the houses are going, or say the 4-bedroom house is going for $1,600, like rent wise, and you charge $2,200, like nobody's gonna rent it. So then you're fucked. You know, so they're gonna have to come down anyway. It works itself out, but at the end of the day, that's business. You know, like that's what I do with my clothes. Like I buy them for cheaper, sell them for more, because how am I gonna make any money? You know, like what's the point? You know, it's everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just sometimes thinking about it, it's like, oh fuck, like you already. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, morally,
it's like you almost kind
saying.
of want to give them a little, hey, instead of making $1,200 profit off you per month, it's like, how about I'm making a few $100s profit off you each month? But yeah, you're right. You're not gonna get anywhere doing that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's rough. It's rough, but I mean,
it's life.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to have your mortgage being paid by the 3
and
mortgages.
I want to buy another one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
the shit is nonstop. Because then the goal is legacy. So that's always the goal. So if I'm able to, I don't have any kids yet, but if I'm able to leave something for my kids, and real estate is the best thing you can give. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to go up. It might go down at some point, but it's always going to end up going back up. So if I'm able to leave a house for my kid, shit, I would love that.
Yeah.
You know, so ultimately that's the goal. It's the legacy. Like I don't really, you know, people care. I don't really care about what people say or think or whatever it is. I care about what I leave, you know?
People talk about this conversation, and not just like what you just said, like in the last 30 seconds, but the whole thing with like the housing thing and like creating your own business and having other people pay off your mortgage and stuff. That conversation happens so frequently, but there's very, very, very few people that actually like pull trigger on everything they just said. Yeah. Like that's an interesting concept. It's just like, it's a great goal, but how many people are going to do it?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we talk about that on the pod all the time. It's like a lot of people talk, but few do. You know? So, and I never really think about anybody else unless they're my people. Like, but I know what I'm going to do. You know, and these are my goals, and and I know I got to do the work to get there. And that's the hardest part, is the work. You know, people don't understand like what it takes to get anywhere. You know, like of course it's not going to be easy, because if, you know, cliche, but if it was easy, everybody would do it, you know. But yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like I think I said this like probably episode 2 of our podcast. I was like, you need the worker ants. You know, like that's how the world works. Like everybody can't have these lofty dreams, because then nobody's gonna do this shit down here, you know, and we need that shit. Like who's gonna pump gas? Because we pump our own gas. But who's gonna make the food at Olive Garden? You know, like if everybody's trying to own the Olive Garden. You know, that was a weird random ass store or whatever. the restaurant.
We talked about Olive Garden tonight.
Oh, for real?
One of the people you met, Liv, she went to Olive Garden today.
Oh, shit.
Or maybe yesterday, and then we talked about it tonight, and then we went there like a couple weeks ago.
There you go. See? Everything happens how it's supposed to.
But like, you don't want to know what we were talking about, like Olive Garden, because man, like I just got in like a fucking mood where I was just being way too nitpicky on like the service.
I haven't been to Olive Garden in a minute, so no shots. I just first thing that came to my head.
But most of us are like restaurant staff employees, so we have like an eye for like what good service is.
Yeah.
Like we're able to be judgmental.
Okay.
Versus if you've never worked in a restaurant before, you can't be too judgmental.
Yeah.
You know, like, but if you're in the waters with them, like you're able to like have more an opinion.
No, I agree.
Yeah, tell me more about your podcast. Like
what we talking
yeah, what do you get? I mean, how many people on this planet have a podcast? Thousands.
A billion,
millions. Yeah. Are there millions of podcasts?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Millions?
Yes.
That's a fuck ton of podcasts.
I think like thousands are made a day.
No.
Yeah, we can Google it.
Dude, that's almost too much.
No, it's definitely saturated. Especially when everybody was home. Like shit was, I did 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm one person, so imagine like what people like actually did.
There's probably a bunch of like white men with their buddies in suburbs in like maybe not Arkansas, like
Arkansas. I don't know.
Like name a bougier state than Arkansas that's like still kind of out there in the Midwest. Like okay, there's some suburbs in like Oklahoma.
Yeah. And
like, you know, they're white men
talk
with
about guns and
families. They're like not even guns. I'm saying like there's probably some liberal men who are in there with their families in like these gated community, or not even gated community, just like a suburb, and it's a nice area and there's water and electricity and like they have their families and stuff, and like during like COVID or like even before COVID, fuck it, they're like, hey, like I have this buddy and you know, like we're always talking at the bar and stuff, and it'd be a great, like our wives were saying like, you guys need to have your own talk show, you need to have your own podcast, and then they'd like do it. I wonder how many times that situation's happened. Thousands all across the country, all over the roads. Yeah. It almost kind of makes me feel like not dirty, but like like why do we all have podcasts? Why do we all want to talk? Why do we all want to make content? Like why are we doing this?
Why? That is a good question. Why?
It almost like for me and my personality, I'm like, oh, like I don't know too many, or like I guess I don't really know anybody like that I'm friends with, at least, that have a podcast. So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna kind of tiptoe and creep into this like dark alleyway and kind of start a podcast, because like I don't like, there's not too many people I know, or like anybody I personally know that have a podcast.
Okay, yeah.
But like broader thinking, there's fucking tens of millions of podcasts from everywhere.
But I mean,
like, I found there's more people on the Central Coast that have a podcast than I like thought.
Yeah, and most start and end though. So
how fast?
I think I want to say 6 months, 4 months, something like that.
That's way too soon.
Yeah,
that's way too soon.
Actually, it might be more closer than that. It might be 3.
3 months.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. Once people realize the amount of work, they're like, "Fuck, do I want to do this?" But yeah, I mean, why podcasts? I had always wanted to do one. Just like prior to the epidemic of podcasting. I just didn't do it. And then once I had somebody else that was ready to do one, I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's explore this avenue and see like what it would look like. The first episode I ever did was like a pilot. Like, and it turned out pretty cool, and I was like, okay. And then we just started rocking. But I don't know why I do it. It's fun. I know it's fun for sure. I would like to make money from it, That'd be cool. But I don't know if that's. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think we want to do the work to do that as a unit.
Yeah. No, that. Yeah. That doesn't sound fun.
What, getting paid for it?
I'd rather get. That's like I'd rather do, because we do some other things than are like on my YouTube channel, like more than just podcasts and shit. I'd rather get like money to do. I guess it's the end of the day, like who doesn't want more money to scratch everything I just said. No.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah. Would you guys probably, I mean, most podcasts probably talk about hot topics. You guys probably talk about George Floyd.
Yeah, that's how we started.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we, like I said, it's five black guys. I'm from LA, the homies from Georgia, 2 people from Minnesota, other homies from Milwaukee. So 5 black guys, 5 diverse ways of thinking and upbringings, but at the same time we have mad similarities, right? I think that's why we mesh so well. But, so it was social commentary, racial things, and being black in America to start off heavy. And then it started leaning towards, relationships, especially from a man's perspective, which is rare. You usually hear the girls talking, So from a male perspective, talking about relationships and dealing with women and what do we feel as a man, those start to hit. We call it the relationship corner. And those really started hitting, and to the point where people were like messaging at us to talk about certain topics, like why do men cheat and things like that. So those kind of started really popping for us. So now our stuff kind of got tailored to that more so, but we always talk about whatever's going on, usually. So if something's hot, we're going to talk about it, just because that's what the group, it's basically a talking group chat, like a audible group chat. Because if we bring something to the chat, this is the same conversation that we would have anyway, so it's liked by a lot of people. So I guess it works for now.
Is like on YouTube, you can look at something and be like, oh, it has that amount of views. Mm-hmm. You guys are on Spotify?
We're on YouTube too. We're on YouTube, like visually, and then audibly, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever all of those are, Google or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on everything. Instagram, we do clips on Instagram, sound bites, things like that. So that's 5, like the number, MICS, mics.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have to put that up on the screen then, because you came over here and you've been chopping it up for however long you've been doing it.
I don't even know what time.
So we gotta.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, my shit deep. If they go to my gram, all my shit is on there. The 5 mics and the Live Your Freedom. So it's pretty easy to find. We're if you Google Live Your Freedom, we're the first thing that pops up. And the 5 mics, there's a couple other pods that are not named 5 mics, but none of them are spelled like us. Or something like that.
There's more named 5 mics?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think one was 5 mics, like the name too.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, mics. It's not new, the phrase. Like I said, it came from that magazine. But,
got it.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool.
You said you're the leader of your organization?
What, Live Your Freedom?
No, the podcast. Like you.
Oh, I mean, like,
I'm the director?
I'm like the
founder.
The host, basically.
The host.
Yeah. So like I start the pod, I end the pod. So they call me the point guard. So I lead the topics. Like I said, I start, finish, intro everybody and things like that. I do the audio. But yeah, we're all hosts, co-hosts, but I kind of just started off though.
They call you the point guard.
Yeah.
Is there someone who's more? Is there like a quiet guy on there?
Yeah, the
Or
homie
is that-
Monte, he's a little more quieter, but we all talk, you know. But it's just we don't pick our spots. It's just some things that don't hit us, we don't really speak on. But luckily, like normally, like if it's two people, you're gonna see that way more because it's like, yo, there's only one other voice. But since it's five, you're like, you don't even realize somebody's not talking until you really think about it, you know. But it's basically just whatever topic's popping, we always give each other time, like to speak, you know. And you can kind of tell when somebody doesn't have anything to say, or I can, so I don't have to, you know. That's the point guard. It's like, all right, this is the topic. I can tell he doesn't have anything to say, so we can go around the horn and then circle back, and then we're good. But so it just really depends on the topic, I think, because sometimes I won't say nothing if it's something that I don't really have an opinion about or I don't want to talk about, you know, so, which is rare, but yeah.
What did I do tonight? What was like you being a podcast host, like, and you said you've done a couple of interviews before, like, what did I do?
You had, I don't know where you came up with these questions, but they were fucking great.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn,
and I was like
thanks, bro.
thinking when you asked like the first couple, I was like, did he write these down or did you rehearse this shit? But you were going off of what I've said, so your ability to like listen and then formulate a question off of that was really good. You know? So like, and you allowed, because I can talk, like I'm quiet, but I can talk. You know, I can do monologues and shit. And you allow that. Like, that's really Joe Rogan-esque, which is another one I listen to, by the way, I forgot. He's a really great podcaster, you know, because he lets his guests speak. And he's really smart. He knows so much. But, yeah, that was like, and I noticed that when I watched a few clips today.
On my
I was
Instagram?
like, yeah. I was like, okay. And there's some shorter clips, so, you know.
Just 60 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do, so of this episode, I'll put it on my Instagram with the episode number. And it'll be episode whatever. And then there's my favorite 60 second, or just like 60 seconds of just like, here we are tonight. This is it. That's it. You know?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Short and simple. And you're like, okay, like, maybe I want to check out that episode, or like, nah, I'm not going to listen to that episode, but I'm going to listen to that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I have no critiques. I haven't been on an episode where it's only one other person.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
You're used to more people being in the room or
Mhm.
being on the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I noticed you were doing the you want to do like the web thing, the online thing, and like potentially start interviewing other people with you guys. And
Yeah.
but you're like, yeah, like we're gonna get in for 15, 20 minutes and then kick them out the call.
Yeah.
Why only 15, 20 minutes?
Like I said, it's just too many of us. So
Okay.
we don't have a need for a person to because we call it pre-pod, so pre-production, whatever. So like before we actually get on, we talk about what we're going to talk about. Or we just go through the topics like, hey, should we talk about this? All right, cool. You know, 15, 20 minutes, you know, just to understand like our direction. And then, so, I mean, having a person on, they would have to be a part of that, first of all. And then secondly, having 6 mics is just going to be too many, or whatever it might be. But I think having somebody on a specific topic would be great. You know, like I think that's hard. At least for how many people we have, it's like, yo, if we're asking a question about what this girl think, what women think about something, you know, we're 5 men, we can't really answer that. Maybe we have a girl call in for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long the conversation is, or for that topic, and then she gets off, and then we talk shit, you know, or whatever it might be, like. So, I just think that we're gonna get into that. We just haven't yet. But I think that would be the move for us.
if they're only on for like 15 minutes, I feel like they have to have the mic the whole, no one else can talk but them. And then like maybe one person has to like
Yeah, I mean,
keep going.
it just
But, like,
depends on how the conversation goes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I would want it to be like more centered on them for 75% of the time at least that they're there.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
if everyone else is talking and they're just kind of like trying
Oh
to
yeah,
every now and then it's like
because we wouldn't even have them on if that was the case.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the table that podcast, we would have guests, and then we would have questions, and so it's just like that. So say we ask a question and that person talks for a minute and a half, and then we chime in for a minute, and then they talk again for 2 minutes, and then we chime in for 30 seconds, and then back and forth, and that lasts for 15 minutes.
Got it.
And then that conversation's over, and we didn't tell off in anything, which is rare, you know. But it's like, all right, cool, peace, you know. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, we haven't crossed that bridge yet, so
Yeah.
we obviously would have to trial and error it, you know. But I think it'd be pretty smooth, you know. I think we know enough people collectively to make that happen. We just haven't done it.
Yeah. When do you guys do your next episode? And when was the last time you guys released an episode?
We try to do it weekly, but like I said, our schedules are a little crazy. So with the holiday, we skipped this week. So we normally record Tuesdays. You guys can catch us on the live. We usually go live on YouTube and Instagram, or YouTube and Facebook. When we do it Tuesday nights, sometimes Wednesday nights, and then we drop Thursday. So, well, 2 days later. So if we record Tuesday, I'll have the audio up by Thursday. If we record Wednesday, I'll have the audio up by Friday.
Got it.
But most of the time, Thursdays. Thursdays. Tuesday record, Thursday drops.
Okay.
So, and then that's once a week.
Okay, so your last episode came out last week.
Yes.
So did it come out even when you were at Jay Riley's house?
That day.
Okay.
That day it came.
Oh, it came out during the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I normally have them drop at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's fucking early.
Actually,
You just time
3 a.m. here.
3
Sorry.
a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like 6 a.m. in Minnesota or some shit?
5.
5 a.m. 2 hour difference.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good to know.
Because that's just what, I don't know why I started doing that. I was having them drop at 5 out there. And then I just kept the time thing when I came here. Just made sense. Most people are, you know, doing their morning routines at the gym or going to work or thinking about work, whatever it might be. So we usually get our, you know, when I read the thing, most listens are in the morning, you know, so it just works for us.
Do you guys have like an audience and like people like commenting and shit, or like what do you?
Yeah, we when we were actually going hard, yes.
Okay.
You know, we had YouTube comments, Instagram was popping, text, DMs, comments on the posts and all of that. Because we would drop like 2 to 3 clips from every episode on Instagram and YouTube, and then drop the full episode on YouTube as well. But we kind of went back. We haven't really been doing it like that. We really just do the audio and then the YouTube video, and then we don't even really put any extra content out. And that's really just us being lazy and whack. Keep it a buck.
And then are the 4 other people that do it with you, are they like friends from childhood?
No.
So,
and
how old are they? 30s?
I'm the oldest at 34. Well, 2 other guys are 34, but their birthdays are later in the year.
Got it.
So they're 33 right now. One guy's 33, 32, I want to say. One of those. The other guy's 31. His birthday, shout out Monte's birthday, was Tuesday. So he's 31, I believe.
Got it.
So we're all about the same age.
Yeah.
2 of them grew up together. One came out there when he was in college, so he knows the other 2 pretty well. I got there a few years later, and the other one is fairly new, probably like a year or two in, from like knowing all of us. So, but we all click, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where you just meet some people and the synergy is there and they're just dope and there's no bullshit. So you guys get along, you know?
Yeah. One of my last questions for you, like what's next for you being out here on the coast? Like, are you gonna be here for a while? Or is it short term that you're here?
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play life how it comes. You know, so like, but I'm just gonna be here and then see what happens. You know, so I don't plan on being here for too much longer. You know, maybe like a year or two. But I'm still gonna be connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, I won't be too far, but I want to really make a push with life, like the brand. Obviously, I got to lock in with the real estate. Real estate is really where you're at is essential, you know. So I can't do work in Orange County from here. You know, I'm not there. So I'm here. So I'm gonna do work here. You know, so just depends on what happens with life. You know, with my life. You know, and then if the brand takes off, shit, I might be out of here.
What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you while you're showing a house to a client? Has shit gotten weird?
No, I haven't even really gotten it. I just started like a month ago.
Have you shown a house?
Mm.
No?
No.
Damn, okay.
Yeah,
So this is
really,
new.
really new. Yeah.
Got it.
So I just been on the phone a few times so far. You know, I'm really doing the back end stuff. So I got my website up, I got my photos in, email set up, and I just finished my last class like was that like a month ago now maybe? So
in those classes, they probably do some shit on like human interaction with each other and like etiquette, right?
Oh, no.
No?
Well, I mean, I guess in the class, like in like studying for the exam, I think there was some stuff about just being like ethical, you know,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like, just be a fucking good person, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're here to help people, and then in that you get paid.
If you sell a house, do you get a percentage of it?
You get a percentage of the sales commission, yes.
Okay.
So you
Is
can
it like a
negotiate
good
that.
amount?
You negotiate it.
Got
So
it.
I think standard is like 3%.
Of the house price?
Mm-hmm. So if the house sells for $500,000, you get 15.
15K? Just for showing someone a house?
Well, I mean, they bought it. And you have to do paperwork, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You have to do an inspection. You got to get everything cleared. You got to you got to show the disclosures, and it's just a lot of stuff.
Is there a lot of people that are trying to do your job, and it's like almost like a Shark Tank, and there's like it's so competitive that like,
Oh, for sure.
because I mean I feel like I could show someone a house and have them buy it, or like
Yeah,
not
but
even
you have
have
to
them buy it.
You have to have a license.
You have to have a license.
Yeah, but there are a lot of real estate agents. A lot. Everywhere.
Everywhere. Huh?
There might be more real estate agents that don't even use their license than there are real estate agents. Like, it's a lot.
Very impacted area.
Yeah.
Okay. How long is this school for?
So you have to take 3 courses, and I think it's 45 hours each that you have to complete. I don't know how they track that, but whatever. And then you got to pass all 3 classes.
Like easy?
No. And then you got to pass the exam, which is not easy either. And then you're good. So it just depends on how you work. So I did all online at my own speed. Some people, you can do classes, like you do an actual in-person class. You can do a hybrid where it's, you know, online, in-person technically. But I just did it on my own, got the book and all that, just did it on my own. It took me about Started in February and I was done in October. So 7 months.
What the fuck do they teach you?
Everything. A bunch of fucking rules that you are not even going to use. History of real estate, it was, a bunch of vocabulary, a lot of vocabulary.
Bank shit, huh? The bank
money.
shit.
It wasn't a lot of money. Yeah, you got to know what each loan is. You know, it's just that counts as vocabulary. You know, it's like, what is, I don't even, can't even think right now. What is a balloon payment? You know, like stuff like that.
So are you kind of like the middleman between the customer and the bank? Is that what a real estate agent is?
You are the middleman between the seller and the buyer.
The seller and the buyer.
And you can be on either side. So you could be a buyer's agent. So if you were looking for a house, I could be your agent. If you were selling a house, I could be your agent.
You can do both.
Yeah, you can be on both sides.
Okay.
So say you were selling a house to live. I know you guys. I'd be your seller's agent. I could be her buyer's agent. It's not illegal, but it's not very accepted to do that.
Why?
Because you can
Manipulate.
Because your job is to so your job as so basically it would be conflicting, right? So my job as a seller's agent is to sell your house for the highest price it can. But my job as a buyer's agent is to buy the house for the least amount. So like as you know, so if I'm trying to go here, but I'm also trying to go here, that doesn't make any sense. You know, but and then you get paid off of this price. You know, so yeah, I want to sell it higher. So the buyer's agent really, so the buyer can feel away like, hey, are you jipping me? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't, for me, it's just the job is to get the best possible deal on either side.
Can the seller say, I'm selling this for $5 million when it's not worth $5 million?
Yeah, and you have to advise them not to.
Okay.
That's part of like the shit. And if they say, F you, I want to sell it for this much, you can say, all right, well, I'm not going to sell this house for you.
And they'll have to get someone else. Yeah. Okay. So do they go back to your office and just find another coworker?
Up to them.
Or they can go to a different company?
They can go to a different company. If somebody from my agency wants to take them on after that, they'd be an idiot, first of all. Second of all, oh well. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to ever trip. You trying to get into real estate?
No.
Oh.
No. I've just never even thought about the job or like the people really doing it. I was just like, okay, like I guess some people work for a real estate office and then they just go and pull up to a house with a key that they know someone that, you know, head of the organizations have talked to each other. Then the workers, the real estate agents are like, hey, like we're doing this, and we're selling it. Your old grandma's, I'm going to show this old grandma the house to maybe buy.
Yeah,
or walk around and...
A little more intricate than that.
Yeah.
But,
you have to learn shit about the market.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the class.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning this shit. That's part of the job. That's one of the biggest things I'm doing right now is kind of trying to learn the market out here. Because I don't know it. Not being from here and then not ever really living out here. So I have to know, like, what part of the city is... What part of the city is growing? What part of the city is old? What part of the city... Like, what do houses cost? What's a 4-bedroom look like? What's the normal price for a 2-bedroom, 1,800 square foot? That's a big-ass house, but 2-bedroom, 1,200 square foot. You know, what's the normal price over here? What's the difference between SLO and Morro Bay and Tascadero and Santa Maria and Solvang? Like, yeah, it's a lot.
Have you driven all those cities?
Not yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I've been nowhere, actually. Pismo here, AG, Santa Maria, and Solvang.
The business, so you're going to be applying for like to a business, right? To like work for somebody?
I already work for somebody.
Okay, so you already have a job as a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
Are these houses everywhere on the coast?
Mm-hmm. So my territory is from Santa Barbara to Atascadero, basically.
You're gonna need to know like Morro Bay, Cayucas, Los Osos.
Yeah.
You should drive to all those like tomorrow.
Well, I won't do that, but yeah, I mean it'll come with time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fine with that. Like I'll do the work.
And people are gonna be like, how's the weather over here? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell them it's 70 all the time and windy. Because that's what I've learned.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down to end on that if you are.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I do want to tell you a quick story off camera though.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a good who knows, you might use it later on in life.
Okay.
Or like on your podcast, you'll be like, hey, like I remember this one fool said this. Like this is like a weird. It's like if you can appreciate other people and like what they do mentally and psychologically, you'll like the story.
Okay.
Even though it's like it's not a fun story.
Yeah.
But dude, anything you want to say to like the camera or anybody watching?
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
First and foremost. Definitely. It's D.No. Once again, the company's Live Your Freedom, and I always end the podcast is stay up and pray up till your day's up. All right, because that's the motto. All right.
Push up, bro. Push up.
Peace,
Good
love,
shit.
and life, man.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir.